Ask him to say Karen.
Karen.
Picked out DC Kaplan's brother. Only dropping him off at the station, they roped him in. He's a tax inspector. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Miss Masters, for your cooperation.
You're welcome.
Hello, Mum.
You feel really stupid. This could ruin your chance of being taken back into university.
Yeah, okay.
What are you doing?
Excuse me, sir, it's Arnold Upshur, isn't it? Are you representing George Marlow? Could you spare a few seconds to talk about the case with Inspector Tennison from the Express?
Excuse me, Inspector.
They are.
That's right, go on and ignore me, Inspector Tennison, but you're making my life a misery.
Not now, George. Just go out to the car.
I know you've got people watching me day and night. Just tell me why. Why are you doing this? This is harassment. Have you got something personal against me?
Peter Morris from the Express. Mr. Marlow, have you got a quote for me, sir?
Yes, I have. They brought me in here at 4 o'clock this morning. No apologies, no nothing.
That's enough, George. Come on now.
Keeping up, Frank.
Sorry, Mum, I've got a bit of an headache.
Here, you won last night.
I did as it was. It was the final round.
Governor, Super wants a word. It's about Marlow's car. He's got his brief with him, screaming about infringement of privacy or
That's a
something.
load of rubbish. Tell him you can't find me.
Well, he says that Marlow's car was not officially reported stolen.
DCI Tennison's office.
I don't believe it. Are you sure?
Look, I'll check it again if you like, but I went through all stolen vehicles 13th, 14th and the 15th of January. Marlow's car is not reported.
Shit! About the George Marlow rape.
In a minute, Maureen. Now, you and I both know that vehicle theft reports can be flung all over the place.
Yeah,
Right, who's that for? Is that for me?
DC Jones is waiting.
Tell him I'm on my way. So I want you to go back to the main desk, check again. I mean, coffee may have been spilled on it, may have been put back under a wrong name. Know what I mean? Understand?
Oh, right, I'll sort it out.
Right. Maureen, rape victim, what about her?
She was referred to as Miss X throughout the case. Her name never even got in the papers. But it's Miss Pauline Gilling. She's had counselling and they're saying that to start asking questions after 2 years will only aggravate the situation.
Now, listen, tell the super you've tracked me down to the paint factory and I won't be back for at least an hour. Is Jonesy out the front or the back?
He's out front. It was sort of insinuated to leave Miss Gilling out. She's had a nervous breakdown.
Could be in line for one myself. How bad is she?
If you want a direct quote, a lift doesn't go to the top floor. I can try him again if you like.
That's all right. Saves me a schlep up to Rochdale. Thanks.
Of course, he was found guilty, but I'll be honest with you. George has always been a bit of a lad. A lot of the girls here know him. Good-looking bloke. I always got along with him. Always found him good-humoured. Never known him to be moody.
You mean not even when he was in trouble?
He was more distressed about that. I was in court. Gave him a character reference.
Are you saying you don't believe he was guilty?
As I said, George is a bit of a lad. Girls always coming on to him.
So, did Mr. Marlow always work from London?
George joined the firm in Manchester. We moved our headquarters down here in '82. George moved to London '83, '84. But he kept his old roots up north. Had the contacts, you see. And I suppose they had friends and relations down there.
You mean Marlow didn't always travel alone?
Oh, his wife always went along on his trips with him.
Tell me, how far back do your records go?
84. Of course, we've had a new system installed since then, but we've got all the records.
Hotel bills, petrol bills, things like that?
Yeah.
Could I have a look at those records, please?
George Marlow is still our prime suspect, but we have not one piece of evidence to put him in that bedsitter. Not a single witness who saw him with either Della or Karen, and there is no mention of him being known by Della in her diary. But if he did know her, if he killed her before he killed Karen, then he knew that her bedsitter was empty. He could have had a set of keys, because her handbag was found in the room, but no keys.
Well, we got a good selection still coming in after your telly announcement, ma'am. Possible Karen Howard handbags, blue ones, green ones, big ones, little ones. Yeah.
Why not get her flatmate in? Check them over. That would save time, wouldn't it? Right. The good news is I'm going home, and Sergeant Otley will now give you the badge.
She's cancelled all weekend leave. Apart from her own. They've got to check through all that rubbish from that bloody factory, and it's a loss. They virtually computerised the salesman's bowel movement, so come on, get at it. It's a bleeding waste of time, taking good men off the streets.
They've been on the streets, and so far we've got nothing. Now she wants to dig up any unsolved murder cases in and around George Marlow's stopovers. He covered the Manchester area, Rochdale, Burnley, Warrington, Oldham. And I've okayed it, so cool off. Unless there's good reason to kick her off this case, she stays put.
It's because she's a woman, isn't it, eh? If a bloke, any of our lot, had done that cock up on telly, Marlow's frigging registration number and no stolen car report, eh?
It was in records filed under the wrong name.
Come on.
It was a busy night. She's off the hook, and so am I. A word of advice. Make it your business to get on with her.
That an order?
Yes.
Thanks for the drink. Good night. Maureen, do me a favour. If you get anything in from Oldham, slip it to me, would you?
OK, Skipper. Good night.
So how many are you having? 6, including us. I don't know them, but they could be partners for Peter. You know, his business is not doing too good.
You doing starters?
Yeah, I'll whack open a few avocados, but I don't know what I'm going to do for the main course.
I tell you an easy one. Fresh pasta, cream, little seasoning, smoked salmon. Fresh fruit and cheese to follow. OK? Are any of them vegetarians?
I don't know. Peter, are any of your friends vegetarians?
George Marlow opened his heart to our reporter. He wept, saying he was innocent and that the police have continued to make his life a misery. There's even a photograph of you. It's the Dragon Lady. This is the woman detective in charge of the investigation. To date, her only words have been, no comment. You should be at home with me, mate. What are you doing?
Pictures of our surveillance lads.
George Marlow states he's being hounded by an obsessive woman.
It's not funny.
I was reading it for Pam.
It's not funny! I mean, this blows it for any line-ups. God, they've even got his picture in the paper.
I think I'd better go.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high.
And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, walk on. You always liked the old ones. Oh, I used to love that Elvis medley I used to do. Go on. Remember that? Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. That was your dad's favorite. I don't know what he would think about this.
Hey, what did you give him this photo for? I hated that school.
Your dad would turn in his grave.
Now, Mum, don't. Don't cry. I reckon they'll lay off me for now. I've got good references. I'll get a new job. Things will take a turn for the better. I'm innocent, Mum. I had to speak to them. All right. Which pocket's got a present in it?
Oh.
You got to give me a song now. You got to promise me a song, yeah?
Why am I always the bridesmaid, never the blushing
bride? Ding dong, wedding bells, always ring for other girls, but some fine day, oh, let it be soon. I shall wake up in the morning on my own honeymoon.
Why am I always the bridesmaid, never the blushing bride?
Ding dong, wedding bells always ring for other girls, but some fine day, oh, let it be soon, I will wake up in the morning on my own honeymoon.
Every time you come back from her, you're singing those stupid songs.
That was a marriage proposal, Moira Hanson. I reckon it's about time I made an honest woman of you.
Not if your mother's anything to say about it. I was never good enough for you. I noticed she gave the papers that school photo of you in the posh uniform.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about that time?
She looked at the prize giving, how all the lads said she looked like a movie star. Yes, you told me.
Yeah. But I never told you about after. After the prize giving.
I don't know why you go on about it. We were only at that school 2 minutes.
All the lads were given wolf whistles from the dormitories. I was walking my mum and dad to the gate. Mum was being coy, waving to the lads. She didn't want them to know that we didn't have a car and they were going to catch the bus. Just as we got to the gates, the lads, they all saw it. The wind blew her wig off.
You're kidding me. Blew her wig off.
It wasn't funny, Moira. My dad ran down the road to try and get it back. Mum just stood there. I didn't know she had no hair. Well, Dad tried to help her put it back on, but he got the parting all wrong. Underneath all that glamour, she was ugly. Like she was someone I never knew.
Did all the kids see it? Did she ever mention it again? I've never said anything. It's always been obvious to me. I mean, just thought it was old age. How long has she been bald, then?
Dunno, she never mentions it. Still pretends. Always telling me she needs a good shampoo and trim.
Just goes to show you the Rita Hayworth of Warrington was really Yul Brynner in disguise. Did you really mean it about getting married?
I love you, Maureen. I love you, Maureen. What do you say?
I'll think about it.
DI Mansell to interview room 4C. DI Mansell to interview room 4C.
Yeah. All right, we've all seen it, we've all read it. I reckon it's not just me left with egg on my face. Makes our surveillance lab look like a load of wallies.
Any word on what the reader's survey came up with, ma'am?
For or against female DCIs and homicide?
Oh, you're a biased load of old chauvinists, and there's thousands more like you.
You could always get a job in pantomime.
Shit.
Sorry to interrupt. We wanted upstairs, top floor.
Oh, well, I was coming down fast and I gave him credit for. See you later.
Right, now you've all had a jolly good laugh. Get your pin brains into this lot. All on the computer so we can cross-reference. I checked any murders that took place when Marlow was in the vicinity, all right?
You wanted anything from Oldham?
Oh, thanks, love. All right, settle down. I don't like this any more than you do.
Got any better ideas, Sarge?
I love them. You know I love them. I wouldn't two-time Mornay. Look, let's Frankie. Please.
Halfway through putting on the computer, it turns out I never even went there.
All right.
I mean, 4 years.
Right. What are you having? I'm buying.
They're considerate.
That's the good news. But they're taking legitimate surveillance off Marlow. So, I'm looking for 4 volunteers.
Excuse me.
And you're one.
No, I was just going for slash.
No.
Tie a knot in it.
And you're 2.
Me?
Yeah, come on, surveillance. You know, it's a piece of piss.
Come on, boys.
Number 3.
Yeah, all right.
Good. 4, okay. Good. Okay. Mine's a large G&T. Thanks.
Oranges came from Sheffield, woman found in chicken. Get some crisp. They reckon that you've been there for months.
How'd it go? Was it all right?
Well, unless I come up with something soon, I'm off the case. Never give you an inch.
Hold you back, Maureen. Help us out, Claire.
Cheers.
Where are we?
Thank you.
Here you go.
What's this?
Skip a cough now.
Go, go, go.
Cheers, Skipper.
Cheers. Oh, well, cheers anyway. Next round.
Look, why don't you lot go home and recharge your batteries?
Anyone for another drink? Oh, leave off. I've had enough liquid for one day. I'm off.
Okay, then.
The wife's mother's staying with me.
Murder.
You're going to be up all night.
Thank you.
She makes more trips than a Ludo
Johnny,
plumber.
let's go for a Chinese. You're working too hard.
Why not? Eat in or take away?
Oh, 18 now.
We've got cases to be looked into. One at Oldham, Southport, and we're checking another in Warrington. Ma'am?
Sorry?
Who do you want checking out the cases?
Oh, just use anyone who's been cooped up here all day. They'll need it.
Okay. I'll take Oldham. Muddyman, Lily, Ross was on Marlow. That leaves Southport. Do you take Southport?
Yeah. Yeah, pin it up.
Right. You'll be able to retire on your overtime, love. Good night.
Night. Come on, boss. Why don't you take a rest too?
Got more to lose, Maureen. You know we've only got 3 possibles out of... God, I've lost track of how many.
What's with Oldham? You got relatives up there?
What?
Oldham. Sergeant Otley asked for their files. I see he's going up there tomorrow. All right if I go home now?
Yeah, sure.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
Night.
Listen, I'm sorry I was so late last night, but I'll be home early tonight. Set everything up for that dinner. I'm doing pasta with salmon and cream, okay?
Yeah, fine by me.
What about these? Do you think these will soften up by tonight? Prawns and mayonnaise. Oh, mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Must not forget the mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Okay, I've got to rush off now. Give us a kiss. If anyone calls me, I'll be in Oldham, okay? Oldham.
Right, Oldham.
Oh, God. This is my damn bleeper. Pod that.
Mind yourself.
Welcome to Manchester. Have a good journey, Inspector.
I'm DC Jones, actually. This is Chief Inspector Tennison.
Good morning.
The factory closed down in 1984 and the Tarts started to bring their customers here. I think some of them still do. I got the phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning. Some tramp had gone in to dust down for the night. This is where they used to do the dipping. The whole place used to be full of big vats, and they'd hang the parts to dry up on these. Jeannie Sharpe was over there.
Hands tied behind her back.
Face down, head towards us. She'd been savagely beaten. Her face was a real mess. She was naked up top. We found her shirt outside and her coat in here.
It's a nasty place to finish up.
These tarts bringing the blokes in here, bloody well asking for it.
She was 21 years old, Sergeant.
These friends of hers you want to talk to, slags isn't the word for them.
Excuse me.
We clean the streets up, then back they come like rodents.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, we're all together, just coming out the pub. It's like our local, you know. Cheers. We'd had a few.
Well, I hadn't. I were on antibiotics. You can't drink on them. It stops.
Yeah, all
you
right,
know?
Linda. Anyway, you know where the pub is?
Yeah.
Well, it's right on a corner. And he were parked opposite.
Can you tell me what kind of car it was?
It was dark. I suppose car were dark and all. But it had a lot of shiny chrome on the front, you know? Like a sort of bar stuck out with badges and stuff. He called out.
He called out? So did he know her name?
I don't think it were a name. I think it were, you know, how much slag. I said to her, she had enough for one night.
Yeah, but she was saving up. She wanted to emigrate.
That's right.
Well,
She reckoned if she...
Anyway, sorry. So you saw Jeannie cross the road, right? Did you see her get into the car?
Yeah, she got in.
I looked over, you know, to see, but he was sort of turning, you know, like this.
Didn't see his face.
Sort of back of his head.
Never saw her again. She had no one even to bury her. We had a whip round.
Do you fancy a drink?
You don't mind being seen drinking with us, then?
Come on.
That's me. Lost Jeannie.
She was pretty.
She was lovely looking.
Suits you, blonde.
Well, I've gone back to the natural look, cost of hairdressing now. I mean, they say you're about 25 quid for streaks. Now, we used to get cut price at our local, but they've gone unisex. Well, I can't stand having my hair done with a man sat next to me, can you?
All right, Lynn. I've got 15 minutes. The van's outside.
I'm busy right now. Sod off.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, the banner says that you missed the London Express. It's one at 4:20.
Cutting it fine. Got a dinner party. So, do you recognise that man?
It's a bit tasty, isn't it?
What do you reckon?
He had dark hair.
You thought he had a beard, didn't you?
Beard? You never mentioned that in your statement.
Well, she couldn't get out the nick fast enough. They're bastards. And I'll tell you something for nothing. They never give a shit about Jeannie. We're rubbish till they want to jerk off. And that big geezer that was doing the investigation, him. I'm not saying any names,
Well,
but...
I will. John Shefford.
Yeah.
They got rid of him faster than a fart, didn't they?
Right.
Why was that?
Well, I reckon they found out about him and Jeannie. I mean, next thing we knew, he's on his bike, gone to London, a bastard. But our old men... I mean, we'd got 4 kids between us, you know. Jeannie never stood a chance. Her foster dad was screwing her when she was 7. She was out on the streets at 14. And that Shefford... He used to tell her he'd take care of her. But he never found out who killed her. And if you ask me, he never even tried.
She was strung up like a piece of meat hanging from a hook.
What? How'd you know that?
Well, the doctor who found her, he told me.
This man, do you know his name?
He's dead years back. He told me she was strung up by her arms. Oh.
Have you got a cigarette?
No. Frank knows the restaurant. He'll meet us there. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Okay, fine. You know what time it is?
Yes, I'm sorry, I missed the fast train.
Forget it. I cancelled dinner when you weren't here by 7 o'clock. We're eating out.
Oh,
You look knackered. You should go to bed.
look, I've got all the food.
Just forget it.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry.
So am I, Jane. Just once, I wanted you to do something for me. I mean, this is important to me. My business is going down the tubes. I have to go.
Don't you want me to come with you?
No, I don't.
Well, thanks a lot. You know, I broke my neck trying to get
It's
here.
always you, isn't it, Jane? You. You don't care about anything else. No, I'm wrong. You care. You care about your lads. You care about your rapists and your tarts. Well, I've had it up to here.
Oh, well, I won't wait up then.
Yeah. Make a joke of it.
That's all right, it's for me. He did it go all right last night?
Yeah, fine. You better answer that, because if it rings again, I'll pull it off the wall.
All this because I didn't cook dinner? Jonesy, I will be down in 1 minute. Just wait. Look, can we talk about this tonight?
You think we have something to talk about?
Well, of course we do.
What time do you get back?
I don't know. Look, this is a very big case for me. My career is on the line.
Fine. So I'll see you when I see you. You better go.
If that's for me, I've gone.
Hello. No, she's not here at the moment. Can I take her message? Hello? Hello? You can tell those rude bastards at your place I'm not an answering service. I live here.
I'll see you tonight.
Still no trace of Marlow's car. You okay?
What that bloody car found.
Trouble at home? I got all your shopping okay, didn't I?
Yeah.
My wife gave me an earful last night. Didn't know it was a congealed cement mix.
Yeah, well, at least when you get home, you get your dinner cooked. I get home, I have to cook it myself. Oh, God, the shit's gonna hit the fan this morning. Got an aspirin.
John Shefford was having a sexual relationship with the murdered girl.
Saying it's a pack of lies, and if John was alive...
Yeah, but he's not. He's dead, isn't he? And you're still covering up for him. One of Jeannie Sharpe's friends in Oldham told me that when her body was found, it wasn't lying on the ground, as had been previously reported, but hanging up. She was strung up from a hook. Now, somebody took that body down. You can see from the morgue photographs the bruises on her upper arms.
Did you get this in a statement made by the man who found her?
Lee Tuffy's been dead for years. And going on the word of a tart 6 years later is a joke.
Is it? Now, you specifically requested that Oldham case. You wanted to go up there because you knew John Shefford was involved.
Another lie.
I've got two options. One is to consider some ulterior motive for these cover-ups, or else it's a case of what's one dead prostitute. If high-ranking officers want to screw around.
Oh, come on, lots of the lads fraternise.
Fraternise? Fraternise, Christ!
Della Mornay was an informer.
She was also a known prostitute, picked up and charged by John Shefford when he was attached to Vice.
That's enough.
What a perfect squad to put him on.
I don't have any details about any previous case up north. I just wanted to check it out. There was no ulterior motive.
So, what about Southport? Did you come up with anything from there?
We're still checking over the evidence.
Well, you better get on with it.
I'll be in the incident one.
I worked with a good bloke in Hornchurch. Detective Sergeant Amson. Terence Amson.
That's the deal, is it?
George Marlow spent 18 months inside. All of these cases were either before or after he was in jail. He's still my only suspect for both cases, and now very possibly Jeannie Sharpe too. I think we've got a serial killer.
Jane, this is your mother. Pam's had a girl. She's 8 pounds 10 ounces and she's beautiful. She was rushed into St. Stephen's yesterday morning. You can go and visit any time as she's in the private ward. Well, that's the news, so goodbye then. Oh, and give my love to Peter.
The one with the black hair, he's got black hair and he wears that white suit, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh, he's mental, that bloke. Vic Reeves, big night out, I'll tell you. I don't think it's funny though, really.
Morning, fellas. Morning. You gonna do the whole block or just the garages?
Just this lot as far as we know, yeah.
Because these aren't for residents, you know. Council rents them out, cost.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Leave your car out around here, they call it Radio 1. Means you had one when you parked it. I had one, it was nicked.
Well, your car was nicked, yeah?
Yeah. Rover P6, 3.5 automatic. Nearly 20 years old. Collector's item, you know.
Well, you leave it out?
Yeah.
Bodywork must have rusted up.
Ah, it was a bit of filler here and there. Suppose some kids nicked it for a joyride.
Yeah.
Be stripped by now. I had all my Royal Automobile Club emblems on a bar at the front. Ah, well. I'm in the paint business. This is typical of the council. Do you mind if I borrow your brush light? See how it goes on? Cheers. Work out, do you?
Yeah.
Look as if you do. Which gym do you use?
Gold's.
Oh, yeah. God, this is rubbish, this. Be like the fourth bridge. By the time you finish, you have to start again. It'll all blister up.
Hello. Look, I reckon we got off on the wrong foot, so I'm just going for a drink. Would you like one?
Has Super spoken to you?
No, I really didn't know about John Spotted trouble in Oldham, you know?
Yes, you did. Look, I'm sorry, Bill. You're off the case. And I want the name of every officer on my team taking sexual favors from prostitutes. Hello, Terry. It's good to see you.
And you. How you doing?
I think I'm doing okay.
Where are we going?
The Scrubs.
Reg McKinney served time with Marlow in Durham. He was picked up a few weeks ago for breaking and entering. He's got one previous GBH, 8 years, 68 to 76. He's been in and out of Nick since. Mostly small time. I was asking you where you met Marlow again.
Oh, yeah. Kilburn. He drove me back to my place. It's a bit of a schlep. I offered to get the tube, but he said it was okay as he had a lockup.
Lockup?
Wanted to do some work on his motor.
What do you mean, like a garage?
I don't know. The car was like an obsession with him.
Did he mention where that lockup garage was?
No. I've got a terrible headache.
There's a call for DCI Tennison. He said it's urgent. Never mind your headache, Reg. Are you sure he never told you where that lockup garage was?
Yeah.
Two more check out.
Yeah?
Yeah, the girl in Warrington and the one in Southport. They've got what looks like identical marks on their arms. It's Jane Tennison. We're on our way to Marlow's flat, Kilburn.
OK, Gov, we've got the search warrant.
He's got a lockup, some kind of garage where he stashes his car. Look for keys, anything that might fit that kind of place. Get his bloody floorboards up if necessary.
Approaching the Harrow Road flyover. Coming off now. Should be at Marlow's flat in a couple of minutes.
Sets with 350. Oh, yeah, it says. Well, here's a tenner, says you can't.
Oh, hello. Something's up.
I don't believe this.
Open up, come on!
What are they after then?
Me. I better get up there. Ta-ra.
What do you want?
We have a search warrant for this premises.
Let me see it.
Hello?
When was this issued then?
11:30 this morning.
You want me?
I've seen this damage. I want that carpet all back. The hardboard round the
Front door, back door, window locks, Yale lock, car
Take those cushions. You take those
boot,
covers
ignition.
off. I want all them cushions
Same on
dry
Hipson's
clean.
keyring,
They've
but
taken
no
the
garage
toilet
key.
apart.
I don't believe this. You had those keys down there. Why don't you just tell me what you're looking for?
Come on, George. Why don't you tell us you know what we're looking for?
Yes, I know. You've been talking to the neighbours. Look, I parked my car outside. I don't have a garage.
You don't always park your car outside. We know that you do have a garage.
Well, it's not parked outside. It's because I'm away on business. I drive. Correction. Used to. Look, instead of all this, why don't you try and find my car?
We know that you've got a lockup.
Oh, I've got a lockup now, have I? A lockup? Look, I parked my car out the back of the flats. Nowhere else. How many more times?
Newspaper down.
We've got a witness.
That is a Hoover.
Not that old bat from next door.
No, it's a friend of yours.
What friend? I haven't got any left because of you, crowd.
Underneath it. It'll leak.
Where's the
Reginald McKinney.
The other bloke. In the toilet. It's a rubber plant.
You must be desperate.
There's no soil.
Reg McKinney?
Nothing underneath.
You must be out of your mind. He contacted me when he got out of prison.
What else are you going to do now?
He hit me for 50 quid. He's a known nutter. Take a look at his record. He's been in and out of institutions since he was a kid. Reg McKinney, a friend of mine. Come on, please. Look, I haven't got a lockup, and I haven't got a garage. If I had, maybe my car wouldn't have been nicked. And that's the truth.
Wait a minute. I'll give you a bowl.
Don't worry.
I want everything put back as it was. Cups on the left. Saucers, plates, side plates, glasses. Oh, my God, I don't believe it. Look at this place. It's a complete mess.
So, Terence, now you've met him face to face, what do you think?
What do I really think? I think if he's lying, he's the best I've ever come across. The best.
Yeah. First time tonight I've got doubts. It's just here on the right. So what do you think about John Shefford?
As a suspect, he was a crack officer.
He was also in the vicinity for Karen, Della, and Jeannie Sharpe.
Yeah.
So we've got to check him out. We've got to check him out on the 2 murders that just came in.
But I'm going to say something you're not going to like. Watch it.
I know.
There's only so far I'm prepared to go with this.
I don't like this any more than you do. But we've got to check him out. Just keep quiet about it. So you pull Shefford's record sheets first thing in the morning, okay?
Yeah.
You've had Sergeant Anderson asking for John Shefford's record sheets. Are you that desperate you want to make DCI Shefford a suspect?
Look, sir, only Sergeant Anderson is privy to my personal suspicions, and until I have verification...
I'm bloody giving it to you. Back off. If you had one viable piece of evidence against Shefford, you should have brought it to me. I checked out the Jeannie Sharpe case. John Shefford was not the first man at the scene of the crime. If the body was moved, then it must have been done without his knowledge. And don't harp back about the diary, because that's sorted and Otley's paid for it. Don't try and do my job, Inspector.
Sir, we've had 2 new cases, one in Warrington, one in Southport. One of the girls had extensive bruises to her upper arms. George Marlow was in the vicinity for both.
And Shefford wasn't, because I checked.
I am sorry, sir, but under the circumstances,
Under the circumstances, I am bringing in DCI Hickok.
Sir, you cannot replace me. Not now, not at this stage of the investigation.
What stage? You've got nothing. Wasting your time running around the countryside trying to rake up dirt on one of the best officers I have ever worked with. You want some advice? Put in for a transfer. I want you off the Marlow case. And I want everything that went down at Marlow's flat on my desk this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Terence, can I have a word?
We got another one. Blackburn, 1987. That makes it almost 1 a year apart from the time Marlow was in jail. O'Kill and Haskins are over at Marlow's place. The rest are mustard, apart from these 3.
What's this?
Otley coughed up. These are the blokes that are fooling around with the toms.
Oh.
They'll be with the chief in the next 5 minutes. Then join us in the incident room. Right. Let's get started. Get as much as we can in before lunch, eh?
Did the chief say anything about Shefford?
No. But he is in the clear on all the new cases. He may have done a surface job on the Jeannie Sharpe murder, but then he wasn't DCI on the case, was he? So we can't put it all down to him, can we?
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Really, I am. Even though it's got me right in it.
As a matter of interest, did you know that the chief and Shefford were like that?
Oh.
They played golf together every weekend. No, not at Sunningdale. Kernan was Shefford's governor when they were on Vice together.
Oh.
The one with the thing.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I've been upstairs.
Well, I don't want to spend no more than 50 quid to have it done.
Right, can I have a bit of posh, please? Right, I've not exactly had the theatrical "you've got 24 hours" scene, but unless you, I, everyone
She got eyes in the back
here
of read
get
that
some
bird.
results
Oi,
soon.
Oi, what's going on? You,
I'm on traffic.
I've got a woman. Listen, there's a rumour going round.
It's a
Hickok's
joke,
taking
but
over.
really,
He's in,
I
she's out.
appreciate your
Did you hear that?
hard work
Hickok's taking over
throughout,
now.
support.
Hickok's taking over. She's
Been
out.
tough, but I'm
She's in.
sure we're
She
going
got
to
him
break
off.
it soon.
She's been changed.
Andy.
Come on.
Andy. Yeah, but what's
Come
going
on,
on?
settle
See you
down.
later, all right?
So now I want to go right back to the beginning. Just start again. I mean, maybe we're just missing one thing, one little thing. It's going to whack us right between the eyes this morning. Okay? Right, Sergeant.
Okay, lights. Karen Howard. Please note the marks to her upper arms. Look at the way the rope has been tied around her wrists. And now we come to our second victim, Della Mornay, who was killed approximately 6 weeks prior to Karen. Yeah, it looks like the foxes had a go at her. But look at her upper arms. Almost identical marks. Now we come to Jeannie Sharpe. We've had this photograph blown up because you'll see, to the left here, faint but similar marks. And the fourth girl. Muddyman, you ready?
Yeah, the fourth possible victim is Angela Simpson. Jonesy, the video. Her family sent us this video. The victim was found in 1986, knifed in a local public park. Angela was a hairdresser, well-liked, about to get married. Now, George Marlow was found staying in the vicinity at a local B&B, 50 yards from the park gates and the area the body was discovered. Phil? No marks to the upper arms, but the rope, the way the hands are tied, was exactly the same as in victims 1 and 2.
Have you managed to track down the origins of that rope?
Well, it's a perfectly ordinary rope. You can buy it anywhere. So there's no lead on the rope, Sarge. Get it? Thank you.
Fifth victim. Sharon Reed. Now, she worked part-time at a local beauty salon. Now, the owner of the beauty salon said she left on the day of her death at 2:45 p.m. Phil? Now, she wasn't found until 6:45 p.m. that night.
Yes.
I had the beans, sausage, chips, the sling of the onion rings on top, please.
Chicken, chips and beans, please, look. What about the old one, the last one that came in, Ellen Harding? Well, she had the same rope marks. Oh, come on, give us a few more chips, will you?
Yeah, but they've not all got the clamp mark.
Jane, all right?
What you got then, gorgeous?
Come on, Birkin. Marlow was in the vicinity of all 6 girls. That's good enough for me.
I've been watching him for 4 weeks, all right?
He's a really friendly bloke. He chats to us every day. Now, just because he was in an area doesn't mean he's done every bleeding homicide since 1984.
Yeah. And any money you want. Take any salesman from the northern area, one that's done the northern circuits like Marlow, you're going to find a corpse, right? Now, if you ask me what this morning's film show was about, is that there's too many targets being knocked off and there's no suspects.
He reckons Marlow's not our man.
All I said was, he seems like an OK bloke. And maybe from the word go, we've been wrong. OK, I don't think he did it.
Well, he's got his opinion, hasn't he? We'll find that bastard's lockup.
Till DCI Tennison,
He lied about it.
report to the main administration desk. DCI Tennison, to the main administration desk, please.
Sounds like the boss has got the big boys pulling the rug on her. Coffee all round?
No, I'll get it.
No, I'll get it. Lily, coffee.
Please turn anyway.
Too right.
DCI Tennison, please report to the main administration desk.
Well? The super's in with the commander and a big red-headed bloke.
Hickok.
You're being bing-bonged all over the station.
Am I? Well, they're just going to have to find me, aren't they? So we got 6 victims. No set pattern, no obvious connection between them. They don't look alike, they're not the same ages, they're not in the same profession, they haven't been killed in the same manner. I don't know, maybe I got it wrong. But George Marlow was in the vicinity for all 6.
In the case of Karen, we've got a witness that states she heard a man call out her name. It's the same with Jeannie, the other one, the little one, Angela. Now, she was killed in broad daylight. There's some distance from the shrubbery to the pathway. Unless someone knew her name, called out her name for her to come across. The other one, the one that was raped.
Gilling.
Pauline Gilling. She said that she heard Marlow call out her name. He knew her name.
So we've got 2 Toms. We've got a hairdresser. We've got a schoolgirl. How do we know their names? If he knew them.
Boss, I think... I mean, it may be off the wall.
Listen, my love, I'm right up against it. What have you got?
Well, I did a bit of checking. You see, it all sort of falls down with Gilling. She was the florist. But with the others, there is a link. It was mentioned once.
What, do you mean with Marlow?
No, it's not to Marlow, it's to his wife.
Can I have a bit of hush, please?
Moira, Marlow's common law wife, when she was brought in for questioning, on her statement, she put herself down as unemployed.
Yeah. Quiet, please.
She was brought in for prostitution 15 years ago and has no further record, but... And this is the link apart from the florist lady. On the old charge sheet, Moira Henson stated she was a trainee beautician, freelance. They do hair, some work in salons, beauty parlours. When Moira travelled around the north with Marlow, she could have done some work and Marlow met the girls that way.
Oh, good on you.
Gav, I've checked on Marlow's past addresses. They lived in Maida Vale, Kilburn for 3 years. Before that, they had a council flat in Somerstown, which is not far from St Pancras. Now, Marlow had the same car for 12 years.
The brown Rover?
Right. What if he had a lockup close to his previous address?
No, those garages were doing that. Well, Marlow told us that he'd been after one, but the leased out privately by the council. Well, maybe he retained the old garage because he couldn't get one in Kilburn.
Boss, you wanted upstairs. You here or not?
No, I'm not. Let's go get that hard-nosed cow.
No, she's not. She hasn't been here for at least half an hour. Try the pub.
What's the matter with you? What are you looking at?
Come on.
You touch me.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Don't you want me as well?
No, not tonight, George.
She's in 4C. Everyone's ready.
Yeah? Well, I'm not. Has the super gone yet?
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Oh, I'm still waiting on that information about Karen Howard.
What's that?
You asked me for some photographs, model
Oh.
photographs, taken over the past year.
Yeah, right.
Her mother's going to send them over by courier.
Hmm.
How are we, all right? Got everything? Cigarettes?
Yeah.
Lighter?
Go on. Now, you were brought into the station on the 17th of January this year, is that correct?
If you say so.
And, is this your statement?
Yes.
In it, you state that you are unemployed.
Yes.
Well, we have a previous statement from you dating back to 1975 when you were brought in and charged with soliciting. At that time, you stated your profession as trainee beautician.
Yeah. So what?
Did you also do a hairdressing course?
No.
So you're not a hairdresser?
No. But I once had a Siamese cat.
So you are a freelance beautician?
Yeah, you know, manicures, hands, facials. Do you use a moisturizer?
Do you work as a beautician?
Why don't you tell me what you want to know all this for? Think George is a transvestite now, do you?
Your common-law husband is still under suspicion of murder. We need answers to certain questions to help us eliminate him from our inquiries.
You're not interested in eliminating him. You want me to incriminate him.
Would you tell me, please, where you were on these dates?
March the 15th, 1984.
No ruddy idea. Ask me another.
2nd of January, 1985. 23rd of July, 1986. 9th of October, 1987.
I don't know. I'll have to look in my diaries. Not that I've got
These
them
were
that
dates
far
when
back.
George was travelling in Oldham, Warrington, Burnley,
Oh, well, in
Rochdale.
that case, wherever he was, I was. I always travel with him.
Oh, so you're pretty sure that you were with George on the
I
day
travel
of
with him. I stay with him.
doing freelance work as a beautician?
Yeah, I do a bit.
You know, like facials and manicures, that sort of thing?
Yeah, there's no law against that.
But there is when you've been claiming unemployment benefit, not declaring income, not paying income tax. There is a law against that, Moira.
It's nothing. Just a bit of cash in hand, pin money.
But that's illegal, Moira. And if you were always travelling with George, you must have got quite a regular set of customers. Look, just how long do you think it's going to take us to find out exactly how much you were making?
You bastards never give anyone a break.
I'll give you one, Moira. If you give us a detailed list of the salons you worked in and the street girls' names.
I've listed the salons, but that doesn't mean to say I work there regular. Sometimes they don't have customers for me. It's mostly manicures.
What's this, new nails?
Yeah, it's American. Paint on nails. Your own nails grow underneath. Look, those look real, don't they? Only that part of the nail, that's false, see?
Did you do Miss Pauline Gilling's nails?
Look, love, I do God knows how many women's nails. I don't know all their names.
Oh, but surely you remember Pauline Gilling. I mean, George was sent down for attempting to rape her.
No. And I know she lied. She lied. She was all over him. She'd been in the pub. She lied.
What about Della Mornay? Did you do her nails?
No.
Take a look. Della Mornay.
I don't know her.
No? You made a statement that George returned home on the 14th of January at 10:30 and did not go out again. Do you still stand by that statement?
Yes.
So what about the car, Moira? The brown Rover? Well, where's that car? Look, we know he's got a lockup. It's just a question of time before we find it.
Look, this is none. I know my rights. I've answered all your questions. Now I want a lawyer.
Well, just think about what I've said tonight. I'll no doubt need to speak to you again. Thank you. You may go.
Is that it? I can go home now?
Yeah.
Here, love. Come on, Moira. Tell me what happened.
Bastards are going to get me for undeclared earnings, that's what. They know I've been working and claiming the dough.
They kept you all night just for that?
There were a few other things.
What did she want? Didn't she ask you about me?
What do you think? What you following me around for?
I just want to know what went on.
They wanted to know about that bloody florist. Kept asking me about her. I've stood by you, George, but so help me God if I find out you've been lying. Run that bath for me.
I've never lied to you, Moira. You know that.
Where's the car, George?
It's stolen. I don't know where it is.
George, you came home that night without it, I remember. Because your hair was wet. You said it had been raining. Is it in a lockup?
No.
They're gonna get you because of that bloody car. And they can plant evidence. And they're out to get you.
What did they say?
That bath will be running over.
What did they say?
Maybe they've already found it. I don't know. I've got problems of my own.
Boss?
Yeah?
You want to see the model agency's picture of Karen Howard?
Uh-huh.
Incident room, everyone's there.
I'll be right with you.
Yeah, but the soup is in there.
Karen Howard, look at her hands. Long red nails. That photograph was taken a week before she died. And in this photograph, taken in sessions the day she died, short nails. Get onto it. Check it out. Jonesy, check it out with her flatmate first. I want to find out where she had those nails done.
I'm sorry, Gov. You wanted to see me?
Just a few moments. Carry on.
Don't leave any stone unturned. Check it out with her parents, boyfriend, agent, everyone. Especially you three. Kaplan, Rosper, Lily. Move it. And by the way, thanks, lads.
They backed you 100%. Refuse to have Hickok take over. That was on my desk when I came in. Every single man signed it. Did you know about it?
No, I didn't, sir.
Things have taken quite a turn, haven't they? You were lucky.
Luck had nothing to do with it. The lads worked really hard.
Bring me all the new information as soon as possible.
Of course, sir.
DC Jones, Southampton Road Station here. We need to know if Karen used any regular beauty parlour or hairdressing salon. And if so, do you know if she had any of these, what do you call them?
Nail extensions.
Nail extensions.
Look, I'm not going to harp on about this, but I really appreciate you backing me up.
Boss, suspect's on the move and he's with his girlfriend. The lads reckon something's going down.
I think this is it. I think we've got him on the run.
Thank you.
All right, let's go for it.
Yes, she used a regular beauty parlour in Florence Street, Covent
Frank, move it.
Terry.
Keep in radio contact.
DC Jones, Southampton Road Station here. Did you have a client by the name of Karen Howard?
Haskins has been on. He's following Marlow and Henson down the Marylebone Road.
They had her down for a full day, 2nd of January. Day before that modelling job where she had the long nails. Now, they didn't have her down for a manicure, and they don't do those nails, whatever they are. But one of the girls recommended a woman in Covent Garden Market.
Shit, we'll never get the car down there. What you're going to have to do is jump out and run, and I'll meet you at Southampton Street. Now move.
Just drop me off and get me there alive, Frank.
Can you give me some money?
What for?
I need money for taxes and things.
Use the cards.
I just need the money, all right?
You don't think I'm a bottomless pit, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Here.
Is that all? Come on, you mean bastard. Give me another 20.
Haskins, I'm pulling in and leaving the car on Marylebone Road, just beyond the underpass.
Right, they're out of the taxi cab now and going down Euston Square Tube Station. We're following.
I'll meet you in the garden, yeah?
Oh, and that coffee bar on the left.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, don't spend all the money, yeah? Yeah, well,
Good luck.
Oi, excuse me, you're go... Oh.
They've split up.
That's it!
Shit. I've lost him.
Taxi!
Follow the cab in front.
I'm right behind him. Left again into Gordon Square. Going across Gordon Square towards Euston Road. He could be going to the station. Yeah, he's turning into Euston Station.
I'm at the taxi drop-off. I'm right behind him.
He's not going for a train. He's leaving the station. He's moving like the clappers. I don't think he's suspect.
For 11 o'clock from Milton Keynes.
Probably 11 o'clock would be the best bet, yeah. I would think so. Get picked up the other end.
No, I've lost him. Sorry. He's on a number 18 bus. Try and pick him up on the Euston Road. Going east.
Jimmy, where are you? Can you see him?
I've got him. I've got him.
Bus is heading towards King's Cross. You should be able to see it from where you're parked.
Their garage lockups were on the back of the station. That's the 18. There's Jimmy now behind him. Tony, you and Phil get up to the lockups behind the station, stake them out. Harry, pick up your car and do the same.
He's got off the bus. He's heading for the station. Looks like he's going to do a runner back up north. No, he's past the station. Maybe going for a cab. No. No, he's going up Pancras Road. Maybe going for the lockups. I'm following him. He's not hanging about neither. He's not going in the lockups, he's going in a caff. Phil, Tony, why don't you take over?
He's ordered a cup of coffee, he's chatting to the owner, seem to know each other.
This girl, did you ever do her nails?
I really couldn't say. I mean, I do up to 8 a day.
Well, look at her again. This girl was found murdered on the 15th of January this year. Did she ever come to this store?
January, I wouldn't have been here anyway. Look, I've got a friend who looks after the booth when I can't do it.
Gov, Moira Henson takes over a booth in Covent Garden. The woman who owns it says that Moira often had Marlow hanging around. Karen could have had her nails done here.
That's how you knew their names. It's the two of them then.
Let's check back when Moira was first arrested for prostitution. See if she was lying about not knowing Della Mornay.
Brian, it's Terry Hampson. Check out Moira Henson's file, will you? Run a cross-reference on it with Della Mornay's vice records.
Oh, I think he's on the move. The owner's giving him something. I can't quite see what it is. He's leaving the cafe now.
It's keys. He's only giving him some keys.
He's turning right, heading up towards the lockups.
Get your car, get your bloody car, please.
Stopped outside one. He's going for it. He's bloody going for it.
Now wait. Everyone wait. Let him use those keys. Let him get in there.
He's got the key in the lock. He's opening up. He's in.
Go, go!
Are you George Marlow? My name is D.I. Muddyman, Southampton Road Police Station. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder.
Moira Hanson, I'm DC Baker from Southampton Road Police
Okay, Moira,
Station.
okay.
Leave me alone. Don't
I'm
touch
arresting
me.
you. You don't have
Leave
to say
us alone.
anything. The painter.
No radio between the seats. Get forensic down here as soon as possible. Don't touch anything.
Then get on to Socko. See if you can get someone down here straight away.
God.
Jesus. Bastard.
Right, let's get on with it.
Good luck, Gov.
Thanks.
Go for it, Gov. Thanks, Archie.
Mr. Shrapnel, you've been made aware that your client is here to answer questions and assist in the investigation into the murders of Karen Howard and Della Mornay.
Yes, that is correct. She's aware of that situation and is prepared to cooperate and assist in the investigations in any way that does not or will not bring criminal proceedings against her or instigate such criminal proceedings.
You gave George Marlow an alibi, saying that he came home on the night of January the 14th at 10:30 p.m. and did not go out again. Is that correct? You have also assisted us in our inquiries before. On that occasion, you were shown photographs of murder victims. Do you remember? You stated that you had not met and did not know any of the women in the photographs. On the 14th of July 1976, you and Della Mornay were on trial in Manchester Juvenile Court. In early January of this year, Karen Howard came to a booth that you took over from Annette Frisbee in Covent Garden. You're not looking at the photographs, Moira. Do you want to look at Della? Then look at Karen. George called out to her. He offered her a lift. He then raped her, tortured her, mutilated her. He killed her. Look. Look. Hands tied behind her back. Look at the marks on her body. Look at her, Moira.
Now listen,
Your client, Mr. Shrapnel, stands to be accused as an accessory to murder. Do you want me to list what she can be charged with? Well, do you?
My client agreed to assist you.
Your client has lied.
Moira is George Marlow's common law wife, and as such cannot be forced to testify against him, as you very well know, Chief Inspector.
I get them to leave. Just the women to stay. I won't talk in front of them. He did it to me once. But I didn't like it. Tied my hands. A leather strap. I didn't know. I didn't know. God.
George Marlow did come home at 10:30, but he went out again at 10:45, and she has no idea when he returned.
Arnold. Give us 5 minutes. They're charging you on 6 counts of murder, George.
I don't know what's going on, Arnold. On my mother's life, I haven't done a thing.
I know. Now, what exactly have you said?
Oh, man, you ain't gonna believe this. Have a look. It's a mask.
Jesus.
There's an handbag here. And a wallet. Carry it out.
Look, here's the jacket.
Oh, it stinks in here. It smells like an abattoir. Every sort of stench.
Ray? Caked in blood. Looks like dried skin. Drainage clogged. Dried blood. See, here, here.
Yeah.
This whole area will have to have swabs taken. He must have used this to wash himself down afterwards. Now, blood splatters there. What have we got here? Ah, yeah. This looks like fingerprints. Get the dabs board
Frank?
and have a look at it. What you got? And bag that
Been
later.
scrubbed.
Yeah.
Smells musty. Ah. You'll go blonde.
This is a recorded interview. I'm Detective Chief Inspector Jane Tennison. Also present are Detective Sergeant Terence Amson and Arnold Upcher. We are situated in room 5C at Southampton Row Metropolitan Police Station. The date is the 8th of March 1991 and the time is 6:15 p.m. Would you please state your full name, address and date of birth?
George Arthur Marlow, 21 Highgrove Estate, Kilburn. Born in Warrington, 11th September 1951.
Do you understand why you've been arrested?
I suppose so.
It is my duty formally to caution you and warn you that anything you say may be used in evidence. You've been arrested on suspicion of the murders of Karen Howard and Della Mornay. Do you understand?
I'm not guilty.
On the night of Karen Howard's murder, you claimed you were home by 10:30 p.m. and did not go out again, correct?
Yes.
We took a statement at 3:45 this afternoon from your common-law wife, Miss Moira Henson. She says that you actually left the flat at 15 minutes to 11. She had no knowledge of when you returned, but you returned home without your car. It was not stolen from outside your block of flats, as you previously claimed. It also does not have a radio between the front seats.
She's wrong. My car was nicked. I never went out again.
You have denied having had any previous contact with Karen Howard.
I never met her before that night she picked me up.
Miss Henson worked part-time in a booth at Covent Garden. She admits that she knew Karen, gave her nail treatments, and that you were privy to those nail treatments and spoke to Karen. Is that true?
No.
You have also denied knowing the second victim, Miss Della Mornay. However, Miss Henson now says that contrary to her first statement, when she too denied knowing Della Mornay, that she was in fact lying. So I suggest that you too are lying and that you did know Della Mornay.
I don't believe you play these games. Moira's scared to death that you're going to arrest her for tax evasion, for claiming unemployment benefit. She's terrified of the police ever since she was picked up on a false charge of prostitution. Well, you don't scare me. I'm innocent.
Did you clock the look he gave me? Straight at me. Ah, the pain. Freak me out.
Didn't suss you though, did he? I like him.
Shut it, Kenneth.
Just let me have 10 minutes with him.
They ain't got to get nothing out of him upstairs.
We should have smacked him when we picked him up.
Yeah.
Sick bastard.
This is taking too long. Talk about a long day. She must be knackered. After what we found in that lockup, he ain't got a mitt to know his mother right now. That shower curtain.
The smell. The stench of the place. That blood on the walls. Sick.
Not wire brush. How many of them do you reckon he did in there? All of the London girls. Yeah.
How many more times? I told you I got an anonymous call. I don't know who it was from, but it was a man. He says to me that he knows where my car is. It's been on a television programme, right? It's been reported stolen, right?
What time was that call?
I don't know, about 10 o'clock. Anyway, he says that he knows where my car is. He gives me the tip-off. He says that it's in King's Cross in some guy's lockup.
But you had a set of keys to that lockup.
I know, because the caller told me that the keys were being held at a coffee bar. Some Greek guy had them. So I picked up the keys from the coffee bar. They weren't my keys. And I didn't find my car, because just as I opened the garage door, the police picked me up. Why do I have to repeat myself? I've told them all this before.
What was the Greek man's name?
I don't know. The caller just told me the address of the coffee bar.
Mr. Stavros Houlenkinis has rented that lockup to a John Smith for 8 years. After you picked up the keys from him this morning, an officer took a statement from him. Your friend also takes in certain items of dry cleaning and laundry from you. Is that correct? Come on, George. How'd you get Karen into that bedsit? Did you use Della's keys?
No.
You knew it'd be empty, didn't you? You knew because you knew that Della was already dead.
You're trying to put words into my mouth. Well, I'm not going to say another thing. Tell her that's enough. I agreed to this interview, and I've done nothing but assist you from the word go. All right? Now I want to go home.
That won't be possible, George. Look, it's almost...
Look, I want to have a piss, all right? I have to go to the toilet. And I want to phone my mother. I'm not having my mother reading that you've arrested me again. I want to be the one to tell her.
I agree to a 10-minute break. You will not be allowed to make any telephone calls or see your wife until this interview is terminated. I will arrange for Miss Henson to call your mother.
No, they don't get on. I don't want more. I'm talking to my mother. This is a mess, isn't it? All right. I did it.
Would you repeat that? You are still under caution.
I said I did it.
Sit down, please, George. What exactly did you do?
Karen, Della, Angela, Sharon, Ellen. And Jeannie.
We need to take a break.
Baxter.
The interview will be terminated at this point for a break. The tape turn-off will be witnessed by Detective Sergeant Amson and Arnold Upcher. The time is 2 minutes past 10, the 8th of March, 1991. The aforementioned will remain in the presence of the recording machine to enable the prisoner, George Marlow, to be taken to use the toilet.
You can't possibly hold down any longer.
You're not going to believe this.
He's admitted it!
Hello, Maureen. Hi, Gov. Is any of those lads about? No, I think they've all gone home. DI Jenkins wants the incident room cleared. Can you pop in before you leave? Oh, God, I don't believe it. Night. Night.
Why was she born so beautiful? Why was she born at all? She's no bloody use to anyone. She's no bloody use at all. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Oh, you bastards. I thought you'd all pissed off home.
George Arthur Marlow, you stand before this court accused of 6 indictments of murder. Count 1, that you did on the 14th of January 1991 murder Karen Howard, contrary to common law. Count 2, that you unlawfully took the life on the 3rd of November 1990 of Della Margaret Mornay. Count 3, you are also charged that on the 15th of March 1984 you murdered Jeannie Sharpe. Count 4, in January 1985 you murdered Ellen Harding. Count 5, that in July 1986 you murdered Angela Simpson. And count 6, in October 1987 you murdered Sharon Felicity Reed. George Arthur Marlow, having heard the charges against you, how do you plead?
Not guilty, sir.
Silence! Silence in court!